hottest DJ.
You can get some.
Metal detecting, simplified for newcomers. Exceptional stability in salt water. Waterproof up to 16 feet. Impressive depth and discrimination, similar to a high-end detector. All for an unbeatable price. Score, multi-frequency for all.
It's Thursday. It's 8 o'clock. And it's the Big Detecting Show. Good evening.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, dear. Are you all right?
I'm all right.
I'm all right. Yeah,
Good.
I'm all right. I'm
All right up the back passage?
Yeah. Even though, like I told you just before the show started, a tube of super glue exploded in my hands, so I stuck all my fingers together and everything. So I'm just releasing those whilst the show's on. So apologies if
You say
fingering myself.
super glue. I heard that it was a sock from under the bed, but that's just putting it out there.
Yeah, and it wasn't
Should we have a poll?
No.
Should we have a poll?
It was definitely super
Sock
glue. Yep.
or glue? Let the public
If-
decide.
I wouldn't be putting it in my mouth. Well,
Again,
good evening, everyone in the chat. Well, I've got quite a few in here tonight. We've got
Stephen Brame, I've got your message. I've just got to find it again. I'll get to you at the end of the show. He's asked me to send him a link about them headphones, and the reason I couldn't remember the name of them, and as soon as I looked down, and I thought August, so I'll find them for you later.
hello, Charlie Dreamer, Snake Rap, Sticker, Tezza, who might be here about shortly. David Evans, Rob, you all right, Rob? Hope you're all right, mate. Dark Knight Detective.
Next week's guest says sock glue is stronger than super glue, apparently.
Why can't I see that?
I
Oh,
can.
yes, I can.
There it is.
Oh dear, yes, very. Yes. Hello, Val, Stephen Law, Derek Sherwin. Hi, Derek. Paul McAlevin,
Dave's
Blueface Savage. Yes.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm good.
Have you detected?
No, because one's ribs are still recovering from the incident
Again?
over Christmas. Yes, again.
Again.
I think.
Is this the thrice time?
No, twice. I think.
Not thrice. I'm sure it's
Twice.
thrice.
I had a slight instant altercation after drinking in the summer in the local brewery and had a bit of a bundle with my son, and I cracked 3 ribs, which, if anyone knows, is blinking painful. And it's healed, and it was all good. And then just after Christmas, I was coming out of the brewery again and tripped over and messed them up again. So I'm all right now, but I could hardly put my shoes on or anything.
That's not your
detecting-
ribs, that's your shoulders, mate.
No, but it all linked. I had backache, neckache, and everything. But yeah, it's a lot better now. And I'm going out Saturday because it's going to be really cold and dry, which is lovely. And I've got my big baby grow that I wear, one piece like thermal suit. And it's so warm. This time last year, I was detecting, and I sat down in the middle of the field, and I fell asleep in it. It's lovely. I highly recommend them on Amazon. It's like a motorcycle one-piece thermal waterproof thing. They're not cheap. They're about 50, 60 quid, but I love it. You can kneel in the mud. And get to the car, just take it off. You can even just wear your pants under it if you wanted to. But when you change into the car, you might look a bit weird. I would, because I was on the main road. But yeah, so I'm going out on Saturday, and I think I'm going to take the Manticore for a change and have a little play around with that.
I would like to try one of them just to see the display, how that works.
Yeah, for me, it's nice, but I don't rely on it heavily. It's the tones, like everything. But
I wouldn't understand it. I'd just like to see it.
You would. It's a very easy machine to use. Very, very easy. And if you want to open it up, you can. But yeah, and it's lovely to hold. So yeah, I think I'll take that out on Saturday.
We're still on about the metal detector.
Yes. Have you been detecting?
What did I do last week? No, and I can't remember what I did last week.
It was raining last weekend down here. So,
massively. It was raining massively.
Yeah.
Paul McAlinden is using a pair of August headphones at the minute. Great job. Keith Ellis says, thanks to Adrian for posting the prize got last week. Fantastic book. Just to let those who know who are going to end up complaining about prizes not being sent yet, we have now been able to compile all said addresses, and Adrian sent the ones out that he's needed to send out, and obviously Monday to let's do anything. So everything should be on its way in the very, very near future. Notice
yes.
The date.
And the detectorists, The winners of the metal detectors, they've all been claimed. The website hasn't been updated, but Gary's got his Reuters Versa, and he's looking forward to going out with that. And we've got the name of the guy.
It's
Garrett.
Lee Perrin. I've got to sort that out. Send that over.
Garrett Ace 400i.
Jim Painting, because he paints. Adrian, my newbie, was using his Alta 71.
Where's Jim? Oh, Adrian, my newbie, was using his Alta 71.
Jim, who doesn't look like Harry Seacombe at all.
Adrian, my newbie, was using his Alta 71. My newbie. I don't know who your newbie is, Jim, but it's good you get it. I told you don't sell your Alta 71. Keep it. It's a good machine. And you'll only get 250, 300 quid for it, probably. Keep your Alta 71. You know,
You didn't ask me about the pipe.
I didn't say anything about the pipe. Dave's taken up smoking pipes.
No, I haven't. I've taken up suking on the pipe.
Oh, suking on the pipe.
That sounded so wrong.
Mm.
Anyway,
any pipe smokers in the chat?
That lovely chap, Derek
Podders in the
Gibbon,
chat.
obviously saw my little call to arms that my little lad was collecting pocket watches and such like. And he messaged me and he said, would he like a traditional, original, antique pipey thingy? So I said he'd absolutely love it. And he does absolutely love it, but I keep robbing it to go.
Teacher's pipe, that is. Teachers used to smoke a pipe like that.
I remember.
Yeah, in the school playing fields because they were allowed to.
Corduroy thingies with the leather on.
Elbow patches. But
we should actually get some of them and go detecting in them like old school.
Maybe Sci-Fines, the Mudlarker detectorist. We were talking about this the other week or just before Christmas about doing a retro detect with old detectors. Mustn't forget. Oh, Chris Langston. I was going to show you, wasn't I?
Yes.
In this month's Treasure Hunting magazine, one of our lovely viewers, Chris Langston.
And friends.
And for Regtons. And isn't it good that Garrett are using British people to promote their products?
I love the image there. The trees, the green in the background have all gone weird. That looks cool.
Yeah.
You see Chris, everything else bit. Wow.
That's out now.
Must be smoking something.
Possibly. Also, talking of Treasure Hunting magazine, greenlightpublishing.com. Greenlightpublishing.com. I've got up to 40% off their metal detecting. Greenlightpublishing.com. I've got up to 40% off their books at the moment. So, and they're doing deals like Finds Identified, Beginner's Guide to Detecting and Identifying Buckles or Brooches or something for like 30 odd quid or something. So it's up to 40%. So if you head over to greenlightpublishing.com, they've got some really good deals on there. Sorry, Ange, if you're in the chat. She probably is. And with a broken bookshelf. But yeah, they've got some good discounts on metal detecting books in there. And if you're new to the hobby, the Beginner's Guide to Metal Detecting has just been updated end of this year. So it's got more relevant stuff in there about multi-frequency detectors rather than just your single frequency. So worth a look. David.
How's that?
Oh, yeah. It's all on the computer. Yeah.
It's the future.
Oh, well done. I think it's up to 40%. So might get in trouble. Well, 40%. No. Yeah, well done. But yeah, it's the biggest place to buy metal detecting books. I think they've got over 100 titles, I think. So, and we don't do any discount codes on here or anything like that, do we? So yeah, have a little look there. God, you know, it's hot. I'm hot in here. Very, very warm, David. I've got the fire going.
The allergic reaction to the glue.
It could be. They have puffed up a bit. Look at that. It's gone all like
sock glue.
I think I've peeled all the top layer of my skin off. What else have we got in the world of metal detecting to discuss? Because you're on that Book of Faces a lot. I keep off that.
To be honest, Adrian, Yes, I am, but my interaction on groups and that, there's so many of them, and it's not worth me interacting because I'm clueless of what most people are on about. It's only people who send stuff to us, like obviously there's a new Garrett post, some stuff from North Wales that's been found. I've seen that on the Garrett UK.
Saw that on
page.
RMD, man.
Obviously, I've had the opportunity to start updating RMD Mag. I haven't been able to for a while. So you've got some new posts on there and lots of brand new stuff to come on. And I've got a question, Adrian.
Rabbits.
Bronze monkey, copper aeroplane. Shall I leave them as is, or shall I buff them up with Scotch-Brite? I'm torn. I'm torn for the patina or the look. And I'm sure there's lots of other people who have the same thought as I. Do we leave them or do we do it?
I'd personally clean the monkey, and I'd probably leave the plane.
But the plane's easier to do, and the monkey's got lots of crevices.
Yeah, but the Nick Berry patina all day, I would. But the monkey, if you buffed up your monkey,
buffed up, spank the monkey.
Yeah, I mean the monkey's not really. It's a weird thing, isn't it? It's not got that much age on it, I don't think. The
Chris
plane
Holmes says leave the patina, light clean and wax on both. Well, I've got the composite cleaning pencil wax, so that's a given. Yeah, I think everyone's saying leave it. I was just coming in about Spank the monkey.
Oh, that's what he's called, isn't he? Spank.
Yes. I just thought
maybe he could be a mascot. You know, like on the University Challenge, where they have him like there. You should just have him in front of you.
So when I never appear on telly, I just have Spank on put him there.
Yeah. Have you seen that? Yeah. Did you see that head I found last year? Head. Did you see? Keep talking. Talk among yourselves.
Sorry, I'm spanking the monkey.
Did you see that I found last year?
Yes.
So something like that, I wouldn't definitely buff up. But your monkey, he's not holding his ears. He's his hands
are down by his monkey bits.
I'll just hold him to the front a bit. In focus. He's sitting like you do at Detectival on a Sunday.
That's because by that point, I'm
worn out, yes.
Yeah. I get worn out easy. Sit like Spank.
I'll take your monkey out with you. Anyway.
Good luck, John.
Chimpanzing, what to do at this time of year? Decorating, gardening, or metal detecting? No problem, it's detecting, yeah. What
do you do when weather's freezing cold? Well, Dave buffs up his monkey.
Yeah. I don't do decorating in the winter, always in the summer, definitely. You can have a few beers and wear shorts and a t-shirt. Scotty B, hi, mate.
James Barnes, the Teapot Crouch. Oh, yeah. Because we are the Teapot Massive.
Andy Kerridge, is he one of the wise monkeys? No, I don't think he is, unless there's a fourth one, which is hold your sort of mons pubis region. It's brass, isn't it? It's brass.
All these brass monkeys.
What's he got underneath him? Has he got like a shaft sort of thing?
No, he's got his hands over his bunky bits between his knees. His little tail comes round, and the bottom is just flat.
Shall I see his bottom? You show us the monkey's bottom. Yeah. Does it look like it was fixed to something?
No, it's flat.
You do have some interesting little finds, don't you?
I'm shit at finding things, but I do have particularly cool finds like that, like Spank.
Yeah. No gold status, just something.
I'll leave that to the likes of you, mate. If I was to do that, you wouldn't find any. Anyway, shall we bring tonight's guest on? Because we've been gibbering like monkeys for the past...
Yes, sorry.
While. Good evening, Terry.
Good evening, lads. How are you doing? All right?
All right, how are you?
Terry?
I was in it. My boy just walked in and out, and he thought, he said, "Have they got monkeys?" I said, "No, don't worry." He actually thought I was actually watching something to do with some zoo or something. I was like, "No, it's just someone found a monkey." And I just couldn't stop laughing for a minute. I was thinking, please don't go live yet because I'm crying.
I video called my daughter the other day, and her boyfriend was in the background, and I was trying to embarrass her by saying, "I've got Spank the monkey." Didn't realise my 11-year-old granddaughter was there, and she was going, "Why is he called his monkey Spank? Why is it Spank the monkey, Mum?" So she's like,
She's going to go.
It's the way he said it. It was just the way he was like, "What you watching? Wildlife?" I was like, "No, someone found a brass monkey." He was like, he said, "Don't worry, he just walked out." I just couldn't stop laughing at his face when he turned around.
We like kids. We like kids, don't we, Adrian? There's been certain days when we've actually made children cry on the show, haven't there?
Yes, we have. Possibly saying that we'll phone their teacher if they don't go to bed. And one of our guests' sons started crying and begged us not to phone his teacher, and it all went a bit wrong, didn't it, Dave? Yeah.
My boy's just started secondary school. I think he's been there about 4 months or something like that, and he's settled in quite well. But the teachers have to keep telling him because he thinks it's funny to make other kids laugh when he shouldn't really be making them laugh at that point in time at school. So we had a meeting today, and they're going to sort of like start giving him an hour detention. Anyway, he had his first hour today. He come home, he went, not doing no more. I ain't getting in trouble again for that. He said, "I make my mates laugh," and I got the hour. He said, "All them lot went home early." I was thinking, well, that's what happens when you do it.
I think you need to get him to go in tomorrow and tell the teacher all about a monkey called Spank.
Tell it school,
That was my oldest son, who's 20, who walked in and heard it, and he was like, "What you watching?" I was like, "No," he just didn't know what to say. He's just gone now. He's probably going to say tomorrow, "Don't know what Dad was watching, but he was talking about spanking the monkey."
It was me thinking Terry was telling us about a 4-year-old.
No, I've got all older kids. Apart from little Tezza, he's 12 nearly.
Right, that's secondary school. That's a big leap, isn't it? You sort of it's a bit of a joyride, isn't it? Up until you hit secondary school, and then it's a hell of a hill, and then suddenly in like the 4th year, 5th year, for me, it all just it went down in the learning, but up in having a laugh and meeting some good friends. So
that's what I mean. It's the first couple of months. I mean, I think he's finding his feet more than anything, seeing how far. But I said to the school, a 5 or 10 minute detention's not going to work. I said, if you hit him with an hour, and they was like, "Are you sure?" I said, "Well, it means I can pick him up an hour later." Do you know what I mean? It means I've got an hour more on the field before I have to actually go and get him. So I'm all in.
That's a good call, isn't it? If you get your kids detentions, you can spend longer detecting.
Adrian,
that's quite, and it's free.
Can you get the? I can't say that there, can I? Can you get Tom detention in work?
I could get him done for something like indecent exposure, and then have to go to HR after work. Possibly, cool. Yeah, I might try that this week. Yeah.
Terry, well, if he's any more trouble, tell him that we'll be coming down and having words. That won't make him cry, will it?
In a detention, what they have to, because he's quite quick with his work that he does. Once he's done it, he just thinks that it's time to mess about when others ain't finished. So now they got him litter picking like after school, and there was about 8 of them today. And when I went up there a little bit earlier, I said, "Look, he's still messing about. You've just got to make sure he's on his own." I said, because they said, "Well, if you don't come back with a whole bag of rubbish, then he'll be doing it tomorrow. So I went down the bottom of the field and I said to him, yeah, just empty that half in the back on the way back up. He learned a long, hard lesson like we all did in life.
Did you have a yellow high vis on with?
No, you have to have a my high school one with detention. They have all detention written all around it. So, and it has to be purple so that the school know what year is what detention. So if you've got a purple top, it means you're in the first year. But usually in the first year, they will only give you 15 minutes. But no child learns within 15 minutes. But with an hour, like he said to me today, he went, when I ain't doing that. He said, I went all the way up down that field twice. I thought, wait until tomorrow when they realise you don't have the whole bag and you've got to go and do the rest of the bag tomorrow. So that means I'll probably be on the field till 3:45 tomorrow, which is a bonus.
Well, tell him to do what I would do, Teddy. Go to one of the bins and empty it into his bin bag.
Oh, no, see, the school's fault of all that, you see. They watch them. One person will watch them from the window and they're all down on the sports field. But what gets me is there's never that much rubbish because, I mean, all the kids were like fighting over who's picking up what bit of rubbish. I thought to myself, this is funny. Just sat in the car watching. I thought, well, he might learn, but yeah, he's there.
So what you're saying is you were sat at a school watching kids from your car?
Well, well, I was watching, I had to wait in this. There's a sports hall. I'm going to get myself out of this, right? There's a sports hall bit, and I had to park in there because the school's on a one-way road thing. So you have to go in and round. And of course, I just sat in there. But I ain't going away round to get stuck again. And then he comes walking up. He ain't even got he's got his blazer, but it's not even his. So wherever he's got that from, you know what I mean? He's got one that's got a pocket torn off it. I've just put him a brand new one. Like, he's like, I don't care. I don't know if got it. Like, it's like he's not worried about anything. I'm thinking to myself, that just cost me 50 quid. Do you know what I mean? It's cost me so much money, that school, and he's only been there 4 months. It's cheaper when he was at primary school. I wish he was back there. Because at the Sunday school, I'll drop him off in the morning, give him money. He comes out after school, here, there's a chip shop, Dad, let me get some. I think to myself, you had school meals, you've had that, and now you want chips. Then he comes home and goes, I'm hungry again. But he's so thin, he just keeps eating everything and just getting nowhere.
Sounds just like me.
It's true, though. I remember coming home with the wrong blazer and mum having a go at me. And I can even remember coming home in the changing rooms at school, if you had swimming and that, it was just big bun fight. Everyone's bundling, and our swimming or whatever it was, PE was the last period on a Friday, so everyone wanted to get out really quick. And one time I came home in the wrong pants. So how the hell did that?
And it's still happening today.
And it's still happening today. But yeah, I can remember my mum saying, "Whose are these?" And they were like, because we didn't have boxes just then and that. It was sort of brief pants then. And I come home with a pair that were very tight.
They would have been mine age.
I've got boys.
Well, they had lace on.
I've got boys that are all older, so they've all got sort of boxer shorts. But I'm lucky because you see where my wife, she buys all them designer ones, right? And then she'll get me like the 4-pack one from Lidl's. Yeah. So you go to stick them on, they fit, but your legs get squashed in them. So now I'm walking around. I said to her, they ain't fit. No, they do ya. So she stretched them. So now they're not so tight around my legs. I said to her, just give them to, no, you're all right. But she's just bought all the kids these Calvin Klein ones for £40 or £40. I could do with 5 sets of them. They'd do nicely. No, you're all right. She'd get my pants from Lidl's, like, because they're on a special. Or socks. She'd do the same thing. She'd say, "Oh, the kids have got the kids have got loads of spare socks. Why is that? Because you bought them all new ones, and I can have all the hand-me-downs. Everything that I get is just handed down from the kids." Like,
part of being a dad. Where else are you going to watch a metal detecting show talking about spanking monkeys and pants from Lidl? See it all here.
Sorry, I had to get that out there. So if they are on Lidl, so if anyone's at Lidl's, I mean, there's a special offer on there. So there you go.
Terry,
tell us a bit about yourself, Terry, because we've got people in the chat. We've got some new people tonight, I've seen, and some people who've probably never met you before or heard about you. So do you want to just briefly give us a tell us about how you hang out at school? No, relevant to metal detecting.
Well, I've been metal detecting roughly around about 5 years, 6 years now, roughly. I mean, I don't like saying how long because it seems to be going so quick. So the birth years seem to be speeding up really, really fastly. So roughly around about 6 years I've been metal detecting for, and I've had a really, really good couple of years over the last few years. I've almost found everything that I could possibly think of on my bucket list, apart from a cannonball, which I'm still looking for. I can't find. I see everyone finding them, except I can't seem to find one. But otherwise,
I've never found one.
I see them coming up, but I just can't seem to find them. But I found some really, really interesting stuff. When I was at school, I wasn't really into history. I think what got me into history was more when I started to find stuff, and you look it up. And what I like was looking at things. Because I'm dyslexic, I see a picture, and instead of reading it, I will know what that picture is. So if I get my wife to read who it is, once I've seen that picture again, or I see that coin again, automatically I can remember where. So I was quite good at remembering things. But what really got me into it was finding some of the finds that I've had: gold staters, I've had Saxon Viking, I've had half of a Roman horde. I've had so much stuff in the last, what I'd say, 3 years. It's been unbelievable. In 2003, I think it was it was near 130 silvers that I had last year. I had 2 gold coins. One was properly registered at the end of. I got it back this year, but it was registered at the end of last year, which was only the second one ever found in the UK, which little Tezza found down by a river. I've just really got into it. And as I say, every time now I get a bit of free time, I'm out on fields. I've just joined a new club, Dig, which is a bonus, which I went on the weekend. It was raining, it was cold, I was soaked. Still give it a go. Managed to find 8 Romans, and fingertips actually were sore for about 4 days. So if you're deciding to go out next to a Roman fort which is on the sea, I'll decide that you wrap up in about 40 coats, because I've never ever felt it so bad in my life. And now I decide when it's raining like that, best off just staying in. It'll be there tomorrow, whatever's in the ground. So I learned a lesson. But yeah, I've really enjoyed the history now. And in the last 6 years, because I've got an illness, I've got to try and keep myself fit. So I found metal detecting really fun. And even when I'm just out with my boy and he's doing it, I love just finding it. I try to ID it, or people messaging me asking for like help with setting up with the Garrett, because I'm running the Garrett Ace Apex. Absolutely brilliant machine that is. I wouldn't swap that for nothing because of the amount of stuff that I've found with it. It's an absolute brilliant machine. Multi-frequency as well, which is, some people say single or multi. Single frequency machines are brilliant, but I find with the multi-frequency machine, I find a lot more tiny quarter hammered coins, which this year I found about 50 odd. And yeah, it's been an absolute brilliant year this year, one of my best years probably. I'm hoping next year this year it's just going to get better and better. And as I say, I've had a silver and 8 Romans so far on 2 digs, which ain't too bad.
That's fantastic. What got you into the hobby? What initially made you think, I want to take that up?
Well, I was watching. I was starting to watch a little bit of YouTube because I couldn't go out and do much, and I stumbled across Steve Sifter, and he done a live, and I didn't really talk in there, and I noticed that they all did metal detecting, and I thought, well, this sounds quite good. And a friend of mine, I know he's done it plenty of times, but I never really asked him. So he said, yeah, look, I've got this machine, and it had about 7,000 buttons on it, and he had this Garrett Ace 150, and this machine he gave me, no wonder why he gave it to me, because I don't know what was wrong with it. It was not a machine for a beginner, but it was a really old thing with about 700 buttons. So after a couple of weeks, he wanted to sell the 150, so I bought that. First trip out with it, I found a half Scottish hammered coin in Kent. And after that day, I've been so addicted to it. Even if I go out and don't find nothing, you'll see me in the field talking to myself, because a lot of people walk past and they think, who's he talking to? And I just talk to myself. And if someone comes over, I quickly get my phone out and pretend I'm recording, just so it looks like I'm not talking to myself. But I just really enjoy it now. And the hobby, not just the hobby, but meeting like you guys at the rally, and Bob and Phil and everyone and Blueface and all them people. It's one of them things where I did suffer with a little bit of anxiety, but they sort of made me feel better. And now I'm just sort of like, compared to where I was before, I'm a lot happier. I'm out more. I'm enjoying the hobby a lot more. And especially with all the good friends that I've got around me that have kept me sort of going, which is a bonus. And yeah, I just really love it.
And your son is taking it up now as well.
Yeah, he enjoys it. He might come out once or twice a month if you're lucky. You might not only see him once a month now. It's cold because computers are more, as you guys know, computers at home are more warmer. Yeah, that's it. But I do like to drag him out because he says to me, I'll get bored. So when a club dig comes up, that's when he likes to come, because he knows when we go there, we're there for 5 or 6 hours. So yeah, he's enjoying it. And as I say, he's found some amazing stuff as well. He has.
And I mean, so what machine does he use?
He is running the Garrett Ace Apex. I'm running the original, which is the yellow box. He's running the camo version, which I'll tell you what, I really like the camo one. But if you're in a field that's got long grass and you put it down, i.e., sometimes you're struggling around. I'm looking for where he's put it, because he says I'll put it here, I'll put it there, and I'm thinking, oh no. So yeah. The camo, but I love using the camo one. But he started to use the 18 Max recently, which is he's getting used to, but he's a little bit heavier for little Tezza, because with the Apex it's a bit smaller. But we both run the Apex most of the time.
Nice. And whereabouts do you detect? What part of the country?
I live near Canterbury, right down in right on the foot of Kent, basically. So Canterbury's about 2 miles, and my field's basically back onto Canterbury. So from the fields that I've got permission for all the way to sort of Canterbury is all sort of metal detecting. I can metal detect most of that. Some places you can't because it's in a red zone, which Canterbury, because it's a Roman city, certain places in the red, even though the farmer owns it, you're not allowed in there. So you have to keep out of this. You have to make sure that so I keep out of that field, even though you can still do half. You know, my luck, I go blind. I walk with my head down. I end up walking into the wrong spot. So keep out of fields like that. But yeah, I've got a lot of fields in sort of where I live.
Yeah, so Adrian goes blind sometimes, but that's that sock again. But we don't go there. I've got a number of images that Terry's sent over, Adrian, if you'd like to see them.
They're not at the school, are they?
Thankfully, no.
Sports hall, girls trampolining, or boys. Oh, lovely! Look at the detail on that.
I found that just recently. That was found about 3-4 weeks ago. That just before Christmas.
Oh, what a beautiful present!
And that's the third. That's a Kent state of that. That's 50 BC, and that's got there's 2 types, but I've got 3 of the same type from sort of 4 different fields. Which, if they were all in the same field, they'd be classed as part of a horde. But because they're in fields that are different, they don't class it as that.
That's lovely. Wow.
And that's a quarter hammered coin that I'd found literally just before I'd actually found that gold stater that day.
That's reverse, yeah.
That's a second edition. It's only the second one, of a Saxon King Edmund. There's about 7 London mints. That's the only second Canterbury mint to have been found. That is.
Wow. Very small. And what machine did you find that with?
Garrett Apex. Little Tezza found that. That was a 42 on the Apex. Picked it up. It was about 8 inches deep. I mean, that, because a lot of people use all different machines, but the finds that I've had with the Garrett Apex, and that gold stater is smaller than your fingernail, and it picked it up perfectly, as I say. And we've had 2 staters and that gold coin within 13 months. But that little tiny gold coin there, yeah, as I say, that's only the second. We've had it all registered, but it's only the second one, as I say, of the Canterbury type.
Fantastic.
And that's the back of the stator. That is. That is a silver unit.
Nice.
That is
Very
250 BC. That is.
Wow.
It took me. It's taken about 9 months to get a proper ID though on that coin alone. At first, I thought because it was a bowl, it might have been a silver stator, but after Flo come back to me and said to me, "We think it could be a unit." I also sent the pictures to the people that I sent the gold coin to, and they said, "Yeah, straight away what it was." But that's a tiny little silver unit, and that's the back. That 2 weeks ago, that was that's an Edward, that half groat, I believe that is. I can't remember which ones I sent you. I sent you so many different ones. I was thinking I don't want to overload him.
Mate, we can overload us as much as you want when it comes to images, because obviously we like to see them, and so do the other viewers.
I think that's only my third ever sort of half groat that I've ever found.
That's not bad, considering all your other finds.
Yeah, and that is that one I only found recently. That was 2 days after I'd found the gold coin, because I went back to the same spot to see if there was anything else, and I found that as well. I had so many of them tiny little quarters, all Henry the First or Henry the Second's, most of them. It's harder to tell unless you find the right bit. And that's a tiny little Lizzie that I've just packed for my farmer, because my farmer wanted that so bad because he liked it. I've made him a bag of stuff up, like because we have an agreement 50-50, but I say to him, what do you like, and whatever he likes, I just let him keep it. And he's literally got a little unit of loads of stuff in there.
Nice, very nice.
That's a Lizzie.
Also got some older stuff as well from, I think, the last time you were on, or between then and now.
Oh, that's a Henry. It would be a cut one, but that's just a chipped. It's a full one. That one.
Michael Jarvis has just asked, is it Chris Rudd who identifies the Celtic?
I think it might. I'm not too sure who it is. I'd have to look on Arrival Messenger, because some people have their names different. They actually have the name. It was the people that do the book, the MCMDN. I can't think of what they're called. Yeah, they're the ones that I send, because I've got someone that works there, and of course, when I sent that little tiny gold coin in, that's a little bone whistle. That was found on an archaeological dig site.
Well, that's nice.
Isn't it?
I didn't find that. Someone on the dig site actually had found that.
I can't even remember these videos you're sending me.
This archaeological site, that little line you see running there, that's a Saxon footpath. That is.
All right. Oh, I see. It's the trench.
Yeah, like the dark lines, and like this has been dug out literally about 3 foot deep, and then all the soil underneath there would have been from like an old pond. So there was lines in there, and it was in one of them lines where I had all the coins out of. As you can see, where they dug deeper, there was stone coffins in some places, but when they moved, they used to unbury people and literally take them with them.
Yeah.
In some, well, that's what they said, but whether they did or not, but they did find the stone placed casings with nothing in them at all. But there was about 3 or 4 there, I believe, and they're just building on that site now. That site's getting ready to be built on.
Built on graves.
And look at that. That's a building. That's actually the foundation still of part of a building.
Wow.
And
it's all going to be built on.
Yeah, all houses are going on there. The amount of foundations and marks that were left in the ground once they dug it out, it was absolutely amazing. Then I helped dig some little sort of bits out. Once they had finished, once the builder comes on, they fence it off. But because I know the builder, he lets me go on there. But I do like to try and help out when they're digging, the archaeologists, which the field I'm on now will be done soon. And hopefully I'll be able to get on there with them and do a little bit of digging on there as well, because there's been some really interesting stuff coming off that field.
What era are these them foundations from?
Well, they think it started off from the Iron Age, because they found Iron Age footposts, and then they think it was sort of just used from Iron Age, Saxons, the Romans. So it was just used constantly all the time. So if they made basically a little town, when the Romans come over, because I live so close to the coast, they just took over the town thing, basically. So then the Romans moved in, and then the Saxons were on there, then the Vikings were on there, and then literally the whole area where I am, it's been Vikings, Saxons and Romans, because I'm literally right on the edge of the Thames, basically, just as you come into the Thames estuary.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
that's very rich land.
Yes.
Is all that on your YouTube channel, which if people scan this,
Yeah,
can,
there's a lot of finds on as shorts as well that I have stuck up if no one wants to sit and watch a whole video, but there is a lot of shorts of so many different finds on there that yeah, that's the one.
So scan it and follow Terry. I already was. I'm following you, aren't I? Oh gosh, what's going on here?
But yeah, it's been an interesting it's been an interesting year over the last year. As I say, we've got some new I've got some new permissions. Just joined a group, as I say, and just went on the first group dig. We're back there again, not this weekend, the weekend after. I've also started to do once a month the airsoft, which is also a little bit of a boys' game, because I do like to feel like I'm back in modern warfare. First time I ever did it, I've never felt so much pain in my life running up and down this hill twice. I couldn't breathe, and the bloke said to me, "Why don't you just lay there and shout out medic?" Well, he could have told me before I run up and down the hill twice, mate. By then, that was me getting my day done. I got shot in the forehead and got left a mark straight between the goggles and the hat. So yeah, I've started
to just lay at the bottom of the hill at the very, very start and shout at medic, probably.
Yeah, that's. I swear, I didn't run down and run back. I thought, I can't do this. This ain't no fun game. So I said to my boy, he said, "Please," I said, "I'll give it one more go, but I'm not too sure with this army thing. I'm a bit too old." I jumped on the floor to dive as if I was like proper action man, and I hit the floor and I didn't bounce. I sort of just hit it, and it just sort of went bang, and me wind and me lungs and everything sort of just laid there on the floor for about 5 minutes. But I'm not too sure if that's for me or not.
Yeah, I must admit, airsoft does look fun, but it is a bit physical. And yeah, I mean, I used to play it when I was younger, but we used to use real air rifles, not very powerful ones. But
Oh yeah,
it'd sting. But nowadays, if you run around the garden with an air rifle, you're likely to get shot, aren't you? So
oh yeah,
yeah.
Definitely.
Rob Random, Tezza's name is Jumping Donkey. I'm sure what he means by that.
Oh, it's because I'm not looking at the chat, because I decided if I look at the chat, then I know things for me go pretty wrong. So I put down here on a piece of paper, no swearing, Tezza, because I sometimes with me dyslexia and I'll get carried away, I swear. So I've got a bit of paper with everything written down now, not to swear and that, which is a bonus.
Yeah,
and not look at the chat. And not looking at the chat, because I decided if I look at the chat, then you know what I mean. I could just understand. I could just think of what some of them are saying, especially Rob.
Well, it's nice comments. Apart from Rob Random, Stephen Brain, Quest for Britannia. Does Tezza do much beach detecting?
I'm on a stony beach, and it is. I won't lie, it's hard work. I do enjoy beach detecting, but I enjoy finding more older stuff. I always see beach detecting and land detecting as two different things. I see beach detecting as treasure hunting, and I see when you're metal detecting on land as history hunting. So I'm more like a history man. I don't mind going to the beach, but it's really stony, and I'll tell you what, it is really, really hard work. But I do it, and I've done it a few times, and I won't do it in the winter. I'll do it in the summer. I'm definitely not doing it again in the winter. I can tell you that after the other day. I've learned a really valuable lesson. The blood circulation as you get older don't move as quick around your body.
Question from Steve Pettican. Do you collect stamp and records as well as coins? Lost him. He's gone, Adrian.
He's gone.
No, I'm not a stamp collector. I can't really say I've started to collect stamps. Spoons, no. I think he's just trying to get me on that one with the spoon and stamps, but not yet. I haven't yet, Mr. Pettican, but I will. It's because I got some stamps out the other day, and I said, "What are these worth?" And it made him laugh. He was like, "What, you stamp collector?" I was like, "No, I just found them."
I'm dead confused. I seem to have asked the question, and my hands are here. Big Detecting Show asks, "What's the best thing you found beach detecting?"
A platinum ring.
Unless that's my son in the other room on his thingy. Mason is like you. Platinum ring.
Yeah, I found a platinum ring at the beach. It was my first ever ring. At first I thought it was silver, and in my short it says silver ring, but it weren't, because I'm not very good with all the hallmarks and things like that. Only when you find something really old and it's silver, you see all them hallmarks. So I took it to the jewelers, and they said to me, "You found a blue." It had all diamonds in it. So I put it on Facebook for a little while. I left it for about 8 months. No one claimed it. After no one claimed it, I thought, right, I'll get rid of all this. Took it to the shop. I think it was about £480 or so, because you can't adjust them because it's platinum. Once that size has been made, you can't just cut it and adjust it. That's it. It's set to that one size. I tried to get it on my wife's finger with a lot of soap and a lot of pressure on the vice, but it just didn't work. So it was had to go. But I found a big gold necklace as well, which was all busted into bits. What I thought was a dog chain. Because it was nighttime detecting, I don't usually put the light on, because as you know, when you put the light on, you go blind for 5 minutes after. So I like to do beach detecting. You've got the street lights which go over the beach anyway.
You know what? Terry's just said something there that, going back to what Steve Newman says, obviously he goes metal detecting at night a lot on his permissions, and that can be frowned upon by people who think you're doing something you shouldn't. I've not thought of beach detecting, because obviously with the full moon and the water there and what have you, that could be quite.
It's not only that. Where I live, they have lights anyway, so it's not really bright. But if I have that little screen on as well with the light on, I can't see the coil. But if it's pitch black for some reason, I can just see the coil. Or you can always do what I do. You know, the little snappy strips, the luminous little snappy things. Get a few of them and just put one around one side of your coil, one around the other side, zip tag it.
Steve Newman's got a theory that metal detecting in the full moon adds to the electromagnetic interference and all that, and it helps. He thinks he believes that it makes metal detecting more proficient. Adrian?
I think you find more in the dark because you don't know where you're going.
Yeah, I
yeah. But I think you talk to anyone in the emergency services, and I think when there's a full moon, it's a busy night. So not metal.
Tony Kaywood says beach detecting in the day is rubbish. At night, it's dark and rubbish.
Yeah,
it depends where you go, because near me, I live in Essex, Terry, so I've got Southend and Malden, places around there, but they're heavily busy, not so much this time of the year, but in the summer, and you just get loads of people coming up to you all the time, how much down and thing. Then you got a dog pissing up you. Then you got a kid who's like annoying, who wants to have a go, and then you get, like I did a few years ago, a bloke who came up to me and said he was the real Rocky, and started punching in the air and running around me, doing kickboxing and stuff like that. And I couldn't get rid of him. And I just thought, I thought, is he going to jump on me, or is he like? And it's just not that enjoyable. But there are certain beaches where it is nice, it's quiet, and you do find some historical stuff, especially with the erosion from the sea wall. Even more now than ever. More now than ever, because with all this global warming, loads of sea walls are coming down, and all the history just needs to be sieved out. So it is a good place to detect.
So the boy Sadler who's watching and commenting as the big detecting show, don't speak to us in memes and stuff, because all you've got come up there is Tezza equals finger red number 1. So
the last time I went
talking reality, Mace.
The last time I went beach detecting, saying that, Rob and everyone knows anyway, because I sent them the video. I was down the beach detecting, and after most of the kebab shops shut, you might get a group of lads go down. They're quite quiet. They come up, they give me a drink before, and I've got my headphones on. I can hear some shouting, and I thought that these people had fallen out. I'm not going to say what was said, but this bloke was really angry, and he said, "I'll be back in a minute." And this is about 1 o'clock in the morning. So I'm thinking, "Oh, I'm getting out of here. Don't need all this." So as I'm heading back towards my car, I can hear this man coming back. As I put my detector in my convertible, because I had a convertible then, an Astra, I turn around and this bloke had put this gun about that far from my face. And I'll tell you what, I've got to tell you, because I've told Bob that anyway. As soon as he done it, I mean, because I had my baggage, you know what I said? I said to him, "Mate, you're aiming the gun at an off-duty police officer." I didn't know what else to say. I mean, literally, I won't lie, that was the first time. Because, I mean, in this bloke's eyes, I didn't even know it was a real gun or not. But when I told him that, he went, "But you see this lot," he started shooting. The first shot he shot, I thought he actually had shot this bloke because I couldn't hear the bang. But then I realised it was an air rifle gun, ball bearing gun. But he shot this person in the head. I thought to myself, I can't be doing this down the seafront. So I ring up for an ambulance. That's all I said is, "Can I have an ambulance?" Next thing you know, the police, and you've got armed police. And I've got me detector. I'm thinking, I only wanted to come down and go and I want to go home. They wouldn't let me go for 2.5 hours. They wouldn't let us out of this area, all because and that, I won't lie, that's the last time that I went down to the beach. That was, and there's videos of the man, because they were recording it, of him pointing the gun in my face. It had nothing to do with me. I was just detecting, and I just wanted to get out of there. I thought, no, but yeah, it was one of that was in September, that, and I had to literally message Rob and everyone at like 3 o'clock in the morning, telling them what happened, trying to ring everyone, because I was stuck down the seafront. So yeah, I'm going to go to the seafront from now on, where there's nobody ever.
I think, Adrian, that classes as a detecting confession, don't you?
Yeah, it does. Possibly does.
I've never been so.
Gareth Howard in the chat is replying to me, mentioning about the guy who thought he was Rocky Balboa dancing around. Gareth's put, "Yeah, sorry about that, Adrian. I was just starstruck." It was obviously Gareth on the beach pretending he was. The guy was there for about 3 hours. Must have been really fit.
Rob Random says that you've got a hairdresser's car.
I did have, until I come to the last rally, and I bought a BMW 5 Series, and I was on the way to the RMC rally, and some woman in a brand new LD decided to, in traffic, so we'd been stuck in this traffic for half an hour, come flying up behind and smash right into the back of my brand new motor. So when I got back, they decided to write that off, and now I've got a Qashqai, this great big, massive thing.
Hairdresser's car.
Is exactly well. You see, I wasn't allowed. I wanted to get this Golf, which was really low, so I wanted to feel like a boy again. But my Julie, you and
Adrian get on with your midlife crisis. Owens asked, "Tezza, why are you not wearing your toupee?"
I've got, well, it's what happened was, I took it as a joke for Christmas. My wife, she said, "Yeah, I didn't buy you much because we don't usually buy each other much." So this year we bought each other a few little bits, and I'm going to tell you what she's bought me, because I got upset at first because any man would. No, look, I'll show you. Well, as you guys know, I am bald, so that's how I like it. But then when you wake up in the morning and your wife has bought you this.
Your Beatles haircut.
What she bought you? Oh, I didn't know it was your real hair.
That's what it. Look, I'll tell you what. I'll tell you. When she gave it to me, I was a little bit devastated, right? But then that weren't the only thing. I open this box and I'm looking at this plastic thing, this weird looking thing. I said, "What's that?"
Oh, anal beads, wasn't
No.
The butt plug.
Snoring thing from a snoring. So she bought me a £2 snoring thing, and I said to her, "Is that what you're trying to say? You want to split up? You want me out?" Like, do you know what I mean? She's buying me stuff that the boys have been going on about. What have I called it? What have I called it? I mean, I called it Steve-O, the wig, because there's a bloke who works at Lidl's whose name's Steve, and he's got jet black hair like that. I mean, proper dark. So I've called it Steve-O.
Put it on again. Put it on again, Taz.
It's quite good, isn't it?
No, hang on. It's got special clips in there that you have to.
Love me
Proper
do.
one, isn't it?
You
Looks
know
like,
I love you.
It looks better. If I've
Oh,
got,
please love me do.
tell me I wouldn't get asked for ID if I had that on.
You'd get asked which mental asylum you've.
Yeah, you would. I'll tell you what, if you could glue it, I mean, that would, but it just looks too shiny.
Adrian's got some glue, allegedly.
Yeah, all over my hands. Do you wear that when you're waiting up at the school?
No. I actually go when I pick up my boy, because I've got one of them snoods, those all-in-one snoods. Well, I go pick up my boy. I come past the school and he's like, "Don't keep wearing that snood when you pick him up, will you?" I'm like, "What is it?" He's like, "Oh, me, it's camo." He's like, "You look like," I won't say what he calls me. He calls me all sorts of names about it. But yeah, earlier when I picked him up in the tracksuit, he was like, "That's better." He said, "Every time you pick me up," he calls me a tramp. He said, "Every time you pick me up, you look like a tramp. You've got dirty boots on. You've got dirt all up your face. You've got a hat on." He said, "Your top's all dirty." He says, "My mates ask me what you do." And I say, "Digging holes in a bloody field." But the school have got him on this history thing. And I said, "Do you like it?" And he said, "It's better than that RE, because you have to take either one now, RE or history." So he's took history and he's enjoying it so far. But if you want to get one of them, Amazon, I think she got that from. Doesn't even look real though. It's really shiny. That looks. If anything, if I wore that out, people say he needs to wash his eggs. It looks more greasy than anything.
James Barnes says top syrup. Howard says, "Don't they call it a firkin?" I thought it was all actually a merkin.
Syrup.
What is it? That's what I thought it was. The thing was, it was so vac packed. When I touched the bag, I thought, "What is that?" Because I mean, it was vac packed. As soon as you got it out, it went like a
Adrian, you didn't get me merkin joke then, did you?
No.
Isn't that the pubic hair one?
Well, I won't lie to you. That ain't far feelings from it.
Mons pubis is the area of pubic hair.
It was called a merkin, though, wasn't it?
Robox wig. Could be.
Teddy and his Lego ad.
It does look like a Lego wig, from Lego. Like it's literally. It feels like, like a fishing line when you're fishing. Right.
Yeah.
Feels like that, but apparently it's supposed to be somebody's real hair. But if it is, whoever had it had nicked, because every time I put that on, I keep scratching.
Adrian, a merkin was an artificial covering of hair for the pubic area.
Oh.
Very, very, very well used in the Victorian era.
If I can glue it.
Why would you cover your... Sorry, it was an artificial pubic hair?
Yes. I reckon it clipped onto the...
That's nothing.
Spank's got one.
You can actually buy camel toes as well. I'm just letting you know. I didn't know that till the other day. You could buy a camel toe.
Buy one for your wife at Christmas next year.
I swear to God, it was. I didn't look it up. Please believe me, I did not look it up on purpose. I was just looking up stuff, and it come up. And literally, when I saw these bottoms that you can put on, and the size of some of these, the camel toes. I mean, literally, I mean, yes, I'm going to get a back for that.
Were you looking up like rabbit toes and like cat toes, and then suddenly...
you know what I'm talking about.
I think he was actually, he saw some paw prints what he'd been detecting, and he was trying to find what it was. Was it a big cat, and then inadvertently it came across Camel's toes.
Yeah.
I was looking
Gareth
for
Howard
rabbit
said
foot.
the bush had to be in the lush in the Victorian era.
Oh, that's interesting. That's interesting.
A tidy treasure hunter asks about the Alien film that you were in.
Oh no! Oh no!
All coming out tonight.
I did.
Hold on, Terry. Hold on. I've got to do this, haven't I, Adrian?
Oh no!
Here we go.
Terry.
Well, what happened was me and Tidy. I found Tidy was like watching Aliens. He's right into Aliens. He's in this group I'm in. So one night, because I had nothing to do and I was cleaning my boy's air gun, I thought I'd have a laugh. So my boy Tezza's got one of his army vests on, and I'll send you the video after the show. And I did a video for Tidy, and it sort of went a bit viral, this video. So I took it down after one day, because within one day it had 262,000 views or something like that. So I quickly took it down off of the Predator site, because Tidy, and it got shared around, and even now I deleted it. Some people have still got it somehow, and I've tried to message people to tell them that it's not my video, it's someone else's. You're going to have to take rid of it. They've not even read the message, so people have copied it, but I'll send you it later. It's only a laugh one, but I've got my great big belly hanging over the top of this tight vest, running in my back garden, and nah, it's not good. It's not good. But
if you send it now, I can actually play it on the show.
I think Tidy might be able to send it to you, because I'm on my phone.
Vatican.
I'll let Stephen send it because even when you watch it, as I say, this is just a metal detecting laugh. There's no swearing in it, and it's a little bit off key. I won't lie. It's not saying I'll do it every night. It's not saying I'll do it every day neither. You will. I showed my boy. My boy was recording me and he was laughing. But when I showed my older boy, he went, "You need help." He said, "I'm not telling people you're my dad." I thought that when you say things like that, means I've done something bad here. But yeah, sort of like I put it on this.
I'm glad you said that. My son said to me on numerous occasions, "You need help. You're not right."
Oh yeah, they've got new words, and I have to ask him what that means. And then the following week they've changed it, so I'm still out of date with them. They're like, "Oh, you don't know nothing." They started using this word earlier. I've got no idea.
Yeah, and sick was a common one a year or two back, wasn't it? And I
That's
said,
it.
"Sick? Oh, it's really sick, isn't it?" I was like, "That means bad." "Oh no, it's good." I said, "When has sick been good in your life? Or you do feel better if you've been on the beer and throw up, and it's all the I hear it all, and I just think, "Oh, shut up." It's just bad, isn't it?
My best one is he comes down. He's always like, "Oh," I'll say to him, "Do this because you're not doing it." I said, "When I was a kid." "Oh yeah, when you was a kid, when you had no internet, you were driving cars round in the mud with your hand." He said, "Well, it ain't the 1960s now, is it?" He said, "It's back to reality, isn't it, for you?" I'm thinking to myself, listen to you. You know what I mean? When I was to earn pocket money, I had to do a lot. These kids want money for nothing. And you tidy up
the checks for free.
That's it. Yeah, that's what I take them to school when it's like, "Give us some money for school." I'm like, "But you can't come out of school, so what are you spending it on? What is in the school that you're actually spending the money on?" "Oh, my mate's got his own little tuck shop, come to school with all loads of stuff in there." No, he knows. Because I keep him fit with boxing, he has to...
Tony Kaywood says that everywhere he looks as well, his video of him falling over keeps turning up.
It was Tidy who'd said put it in that group. I put it in there. The next morning I woke up and see how many views it had. I took it off because I got so worried. I thought to myself, nah.
Are we talking about this particular video?
Oh no.
Busy night out there tonight, Tezza. I
I've took out about 7 aliens tonight. I've just done a perimeter sweep of the area, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to check this back area. I'm going to let you know how I get on. Once it's done, I'll be back in a second. I'm going to check the back here. There's more of them! There's more of them! We've got to get out of here. There's loads of them. They're coming through the cells and everything. Let's go, 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 go.
That's was that your front door or back door?
That was me back door, trust.
Have you ever had it smashed in?
Oh no, I can't believe he's Chinese. I don't know what made me do it, because I thought, because like we have a little thing, right? But because I shared it in another group, Tiny's allowed to share it, because we have a rule that you're allowed to share what we put in a group, right? But because I always shared it out, Tiny was allowed them to share it, so it did go a little bit sort of viral.
You've upset Dave there. Dave's gone. I don't know what's happened there. So I like the way you wore your Garrett hat as well whilst doing it.
That's I have to have the Garrett hat on. That stays on a lot, that Garrett hat.
You got the special one as well, haven't you, with the Union?
Yeah, I've got the USA signed edition hat. But if you want a signed edition hat, you can also get them when you buy the Garrett Apex in the camo version, I believe. Oh. So get yourself over. And I'll tell you what, Garrett, the Garrett Apex, I mean, what a brilliant machine. Brilliant machine. If some people have used it and they say, oh, I find it a little bit difficult, but the amount of people that I've helped over the last couple of months when it comes to helping them find more using different settings, because some people put it in coin mode, go out there, and you do find coins, but if you want to find the smaller coins and like the tiny cut hammers and things like that, then as I say, you need to do a lot of different settings with it. But it's so easy to run. Tezza runs it easy. He's found gold with it, and I've found gold with it as well, and silver quarter hammered coins. I found this is what I had yesterday when I was out on the building site. An old cartwheel penny, busted up as anything. What I'll do is I'll put that in the fryer later. Like I've got electrical fryer, and I'll cook that and it'll come out brand new.
It's funny.
Adrian.
Yes. Is it me?
You don't love me, and I know now.
Grind it, Terry, grind it. Booyah!
Oh dear.
Dave,
I think he's ruined me.
I swear that is not me. I know that's Rob Random because he puts R&B music to some of the videos. No, what it is, it's just sometimes when, you know, like when you're having a laugh and you're in a group, you just have a laugh. And me, I do some crazy stuff in our group sometimes. And as you can see there, it's not the it's not the best. But I try to keep the group laughing. I try. I don't know what you've done to me, Rob. I can't believe Rob.
If you find something rare, do you have to hand it into the History Museum? Adrian, take it away.
Rare? I think you mean of value or of historic interest. Yeah, there's Sharon, there's a big, yes, you do, basically. If you find like Terry's gold coin, you can, and it's of historical interest. You should go to your flow with it. Find a liaison officer. Have you got one near you, Terry?
Yeah, I've got one near me. I used Spinks directly though to deal with the coin because flow go through Spinks, and the people that deal with whether to say it's Saxon or not, they're the ones that write the report up. So Flow, their secretary, was saying that they're about a year and a half behind with everybody's stuff. So I thought, well, I'll go straight to Spinks, went to Spinks, registered it, because where that coin was found, that's it now. You're never going to be able to get back there because it's all houses now, everything's built on. So that's totally finished now. So it's been registered, been ID'd, been sent, and now they sent it back all copied with. I sent the thing earlier. You get like a form to say what it is, exactly what coin it is, and all the kind of bits like that, and they sent that back and it was all done. Flow have got some bits of mine from about 4 years ago, I believe, that they said that they're sending me. I've got 3 bits here that they know that they've got to take, and they've rung me up and said to me, can we meet up? But every time I go to the museum where they say they're going to be, they ain't there. So I'm going to make a box up at some point and send it, I think, recorded delivery, because the flow where I live are so, not being nasty to them, but they are so slow, and I mean literally slow, because I know a lot of people find stuff, but the amount of time it's taking people to get stuff back or even get an idea of what it is unbelievable. And I mean, I email it 5 or 6 times sometimes in the space of a week, and I think the Home Bay Museum, so I'll go down there.
Have you considered the group that you're in? Do they have meetings and whatnot? Because some FLOs actually can organise to come along to some group meetings to obviously take the fines and what have you.
I've never thought of it because I've only just started this group. I don't know they sort of like what they do. I know that the same thing goes 50-50 if anything's found with the farmer, anything of significance. But I think it's one of them ones where you have to let your own flow know. I mean, I email them and I get to his secretary after time, and I just deal with her when it's coins and things like that. They don't mind unless you've got quite a few. They don't just really want 1 or 2, unless it's 2 gold coins, of course. What they're looking for is, I think, more archaeological finds, like you have an axe head that's got a lot of detail and things like that, or you find something that's really, really rare. That's when they want it. Like the little silver cross I got.
Or
your monkey. I got a little silver Templar's cross, which went on the end of a sword. And they know I've got it, and they've sent me the information. I've sent them where I found it, and I've still got it 2.5 years later, even though they want it that bad. And they said they want it that bad. But I've said to them, I'll meet you at Margate Museum, where they go once or twice a year. But every time they make a date with me to be there, they're not there. So it's either leave it at the museum there and hope that they get it, or send it. And then, because it's got to a point now, I just want it out of my hands, because I don't want it kept in the same place all the time. Do you know what I mean?
Adrian.
I've got a bad feeling about this.
To your body ready 100%. Everywhere you go, you make a big statement. Wanna worship your body, I know how to repent. Session never run, you have no arguments. So say to your body ready 100%. Everywhere you go, you make a big statement. Wanna worship your body, I know how to repent. Session never run, you have no arguments. So session, just show your skill. Really you miss to make a style, miss once by your act to the room. You're on it too. Y'all all up flip and the fuck this shit, flip and jump up and chew. Just show your skill. Really you miss to make a style, miss once by your act to the room. You're on it too. Y'all all up.
Oh dear. Anyway, going back to Sharon's question, the biggest problem is the hobby has gone like that since COVID, and metal detectors are getting better and better and better and easier in some cases. Like the Apex is really easy to use, I found. When I had one of the first ones along with Digger Dawn, and it's one of my favourite detectors for the screen. It's a lovely big screen, beautiful. And it's well balanced and lightweight, and it's a cracking little machine. But the issue is they're underfunded, they work 9 till 5. So if you've got a full-time job 9 till 5, you have to take a day off work to go and see them. Then you have to take another day off work to go and pick them up, which is fine if you book it as holiday. But if you're self-employed, which I reckon,
Or
40 to 50%
like
in the
me, you
hobby-
have actually shutdowns and you don't have floating days holiday.
Yeah,
I have to rely on Shane to take mine.
I mean, realistically, that ring I found, Dave, 4 years that took. Medieval bishop's ring, 12th, 13th century, cabochon sapphire, that real historic value. 4 years. And I kept phoning them up, and the flow's left. Another one's joined. The flow's left. Another one's joined. Someone's temporarily filled in. And I said, you definitely got it, because you, especially what happened at the British Museum. Sorry, dogs waffling. And then another time you'll go with something that I know if you've got something of value, it goes to the Treasure Committee. But going back to Sharon, you've got a rare badge. I don't know what type of badge it is. If it's of historic interest, go to your flow. I presume it's not gold with red ribbon, I hope, with fixed it or anything on. But talking of treasure, next week there's going to be something interesting which everyone's going to be talking about, and that's Finders Keepers on Channel 5.
Is this about the hoard and what they should do?
Yeah.
You see, to me, this
isn't
screams not good for the hobby to me.
No, it makes it look. I think it will attack more the way when people ask for permission through farmers, more farmers. Because my farmer watches the detectorists. He tells me, my farmer. I've got a really close relationship with my farmer. If he needs help, and I mean, because he's getting quite old, and his mum's getting quite old. If they ever need anything, they know that sort of like I'm always there. But because a lot of farmers will watch these programs, and of course, when they see things that happen, it's going to make them ones that didn't want people on their field even more like, nah, I've seen this, I've seen it from my own eyes on TV programs. What people do really don't want you on my land, and I think that's what will put a lot of farmers off. I think things like that.
I think the problem is the general public who aren't interested. Everyone I talk to who sort of says, "Oh, metal detecting. What happens when you find stuff?" Right? Everyone knows we find stuff, but no one knows there's a law and there's a process. And I think hopefully next week, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, all clubs, social media sites, YouTubers should shout about the Treasure Act and what we have to do in the hobby. Because I genuinely think they think we are just like grave robbers going out, digging up gold, bringing it home, selling it on eBay.
I think,
right. But
I think the
they don't realise.
I think the detectorists was that was quite good, because I mean that showed farmers the good and the most sides of it. I think most people would, like some of the people I know that have just joined the hobby. I always say to them, always look up the rules. I mean, most people now these days, with any hobby that you do, there's always rules or parts. So most people have to look up what rules they are anyway. It's just with some programs, when they start, if someone finds a hoard and then they don't tell their farmer, your farmer will see that, or a farmer might see that. Someone new turns up, says like, "Can I go on the land?" He's thinking to himself, "Well, I've seen a program that's just put him off." But I think new people that are coming into it a lot more now, it's sort of like the younger age ones. I think it would be good for, because then they sort of know the law. But as you get to 17, 18, with everything you do, airsoft, whether it's boxing, whether it's anything, you have to. Everything has a law. Do you know what I mean? So everyone should really be looking it up. And if they're not, then they're not doing the right things properly.
Yeah, I think what Fee Cooley's put in the chat, he said, "I've seen comments on Facebook groups recently, and some folk don't even realise you need permission. So I doubt they know about declaring stuff." I totally agree. And something that came up, I think it was a year ago, Dave, we had Mr. LP, Pete Terrell on the show, and he was putting a leaflet in every detectors he sold in the box explaining the Treasure Act and do's and don'ts in detecting. And it's almost as if that should be mandatory. Every detector sold, there should be a leaflet in there that at least leads you to
That's
AMDS and TMD.
That's quite a good idea,
whatever.
actually. Just like a little small booklet or something, maybe.
Yeah, a bit like,
That'd be a good
I
idea.
used to buy fireworks years ago, and they never had any instructions. Not that I ever read them; I just let them off and whatever. But then suddenly a law came in that you had to have the firework code in every firework box.
Yeah.
But you got someone who's, I don't know, someone who's in their mid-60s, doesn't really go on the internet, not on Facebook, not on social media. He buys a detector off LP, Regtons, or spinner disc, or whoever. He gets it through the post. He's got the instructions. I do think most manufacturers do state that in their instructions at the back. Make sure you got permission and your country's laws are abided to. But you're not going to read that, are you? But a little leaflet, like, I don't know if LP still do it, but when Pete said that on the show, I thought, yeah, hats off to you. So maybe manufacturers could do it. I don't know. It'd be a bit of a nightmare for globally getting the right country and the right laws, but it should be something that is picked up a bit. Maybe NCMD or someone could challenge that. I don't know. But the program itself, I'm interested in it because it's going to get everyone excited about the hobby again, and they're all going to want to buy a metal detector off Amazon for £25 that can go down 6 foot, and they're going to go up the local park and potentially put the hobby in disregard. Or it may reinforce the law because, from what I can gather, they do wrong. So obviously, if they do wrong in the program, it's going to explain how they did wrong and what they should have done. So I don't know. It could put it in bad light. It could put it in good light. But I think everyone needs to get their ammunition ready and loaded to fight off the certain people.
I think what does it as well, like some people near me, I know they metal detect, and in certain fields. Now they must know where I am because I go back in these fields and there's holes. I know that they're not mine. Can't prove they're not mine because I mean I do dig them back in. They have been filled back in, but it's actually finding. So what makes it harder for sort of like people, especially if they don't get land, what they do is they will drive around, see someone in a field where they metal detect, and of course when it gets dark late at night, they end up turning up on your field, sort of destroying the whole lot for you. And then sort of going. So if these people are going to show them finding a hoard late, sort of like, and they dug it up, this might make other people go out and think, yeah, all these kids all out going out, sort of digging up sort of land, sort of all over the place. So them knowing the law could be a good thing, could be a good program, or it might loads of people, as you say, run out, buy loads of cheap metal detectors and start digging up sort of like all over the place, and then it could give you a bad hobby, but.
We'll see what happens, but it'll be interesting because it's the bloke off the In-Betweeners, which I still can't take seriously, Jay. So I still keep thinking of the In-Betweeners movie with the swimming goggles and a packet of ham and sitting on his hand watching something on his laptop.
Well, after watching some of my videos, I'm not sure you're going to be able to take me serious ever again.
No, I think Fee Cooley. What's he said? Scott.
Not here to share your mong.
Oh, sorry. What about giving your NCMD number to purchase one? A bit much, yeah. That wouldn't work because there's AMDS, FID, and also there'd have to be a database, and there's GDPR, and that someone would accidentally forget to update it, and then you wouldn't be able to buy a metal detector. Yeah, it's a good idea, Fee, but yeah, we'll see.
No, I'm not filing my nails. I was polishing my monkey.
I think you should
clean
polish
it.
your monkey.
I wouldn't clean it, to be honest. I would, because I've got a monkey somewhere, and I found when I cleaned it, you couldn't really you could see it's still a monkey, but it just wasn't as good looking as when it was like left. I should have left
Barry
it.
looks meant now.
Your son's here and you're talking about monkeys again.
He's walked back in. He's actually back in here now. He's just walked back in. I don't know what he's eating.
All right, so we're talking about spanking the monkey again.
Terry, in all honesty, if you do want to get a pet monkey, I think you should. I think it'd fit in well. I think if you get one.
Teach it to dance and stuff, Terry.
I reckon I could. It'd fit in pretty well with me anyway.
Mrs. Reed say, would Mrs. Reed be all right with you getting a monkey?
Oh yeah, she would mind. Once I get rid of some of the, because I mean the kids are all old enough now, so they can sort of like move out. He rings me up. I'm on a day dig on Sunday. I told him about it, and he's quiet, and his girlfriend, she got some of the highest grades in Kent where we live. They're really, he's not like me. He's the opposite. He's quiet. He texted me 1:30 in the morning. Can you come and get me? We're in Canterbury. We're stuck. So I drive over there, and on the way back, a drunk kid in the back of your car that never talks to you, usually won't say 3 words to you. Oh my life, he wouldn't shut up. All the way back in the car. The next day I said to him, at least
that wasn't the beer, mate. That was the fat. That was the monkey dust.
Has had everyone a pet? I get a monkey. Yeah, I wish I could get a monkey. I wouldn't mind mine.
Tea parties like PG Tips did, didn't you?
I've got a Saluki Greyhound. He does me. He's a lovely dog. Yeah, Joe would have known. I'll go out. I'll go out shopping. I'll come home, and every time I walk through the door, you see the dog. So happy to see you. Loves you. Jumps up at you. You see the kids. Straight down, open the fridge. What you got then?
See, the thing is, mate, right?
That's mine.
Get Mrs. Reed and the dog. Lock them in the boot of your car. And when you open the boot of your car, when you come back from metal detecting, see which one's happy to see you. That's love.
Do you take your dog detecting, Terry?
No, he's a come here. he's a Saluki Greyhound. Where are you? Here you are.
He's a Snoopy Greyhound.
Saluki. They're quick. They run like hell, don't they?
Yeah, he does. And he's a little bit sort of old. So if he sees a bird or something, he's like, damn, but he's sort of like, he'll just bolt. And where he's so old,
right? You can make a little saddle. Make a little saddle for him, and the monkey can ride it then.
I did something like that with a little. You remember the gnome that you got from Lidl's? That little gnome thing. Well, I walk around Lidl's every single day because my wife likes to go Lidl's every day. Don't ask why, but she does it every single day. So what I kept doing was going in there, and I hid this little thing. And I used to record it and say, oh, there's Tidy. Like, where's Tidy today? Looking at different bits around the supermarket where he was. And literally, I got the dog and I put this thing round. I put it on him and the dog tore off and the thing was still on there. But the way the dog shot off, it actually looked like this thing on the back of it. I don't know where it's gone now. I think he's chewed it and ate it. So Tidy's no more.
He needs to get Scotty B down the house.
Yeah, he did ride that.
Well, listen, it's absolutely flown past tonight, Terry.
Thank you guys ever so much for having me on.
Again, it's great to listen to you. You're so full of positivity and energy. It's a pleasure to speak to you.
Thank you guys ever so much for having me on. And as I say, I hope you can live that down some of the videos that you've seen tonight. As I say, that was an old Terry. He's changed in the last 48 hours.
Well, we can't thank Rob Random, Steve Pettican, and Aunt Blakey enough for sending them videos.
They're absolute legends. I love them. I've been close mates with them for so long now. And as I say, without you, all the metal detector community sort of thing, and all the sort of the help I've got, and as I say, from Regtons and from Ant from Snakeskins and Blackadder and Garrett, with all their kind help and all the information they helped me with, then I'd be stuck myself. So I'd like to say a big thank you to every single one of them. And before I go, can I just say a massive happy birthday to Philip Wills? He couldn't be here tonight. He really wanted to be here, but he couldn't be here because he's gone out for his birthday. And I said that I would shout out big happy birthday to Philip because he said it would make his night.
Oh, shame Philip's not in the chat.
Late 30s now.
Yeah, I think he's 25, I think he said.
We miss Philip. He's our font of knowledge. When we're stuck, we ask Philip.
Oh, I always do. He's an absolute legend. But I'd love to thank you guys for having me on. And as I say, it's been an absolute brilliant show. And I can't wait to meet you again at another rally. And as I say, you're both welcome to come down and do a bit of metal detecting with Tezza. I'll take you to a field I know where there's nothing, because you know what I mean. I don't want you guys coming down and finding everything.
We'll meet you up.
Don't worry, Teddy. Take me anywhere and I'll find nothing.
But thank you ever so much. You guys are absolute legends. You have an absolute good evening. And thanks ever so much for having me on the show. And the top night. Thanks, lads.
Thanks for joining us, Terry. Speak soon, mate.
Thanks, mate.
Take care. Speak soon. Bye, mate.
Bye. What a lovely
There goes
man.
Terry. Wasn't he good?
Yeah, lovely man. Always nice when we have people on the show but also when they talk a lot, and they've got some interesting videos and stories. We didn't talk much about the metal detectors, but I think
But you know what else
what's
we
nice.
didn't do? We didn't do Adrian's Wall
Adrian's
because
Wall.
we didn't have time. So
No,
put
it's a
that
good
on the
one.
back
But
burner.
what's nice is he's found multiple gold coins, rings, hammers, and he's using not massively expensive detectors, but
I'm not
well,
constantly upgrading like most people do.
no. So yeah, if a nice little Apex he's found most of his finds with, and it's nice. We hear of the Garrett is a big boy and it's a big brand, but they haven't launched multitudes of machines over the years like some others have, and they're quite cost effective. And we all know that they find things. So Terry's done quite well with it. Anyway,
Well, we are organising guests for the future, for the coming weeks. Next week, we've got Batman himself, the Dark Knight detectorist, Jason Hill, followed by, for those of you who have been watching, what's it called? Digging for Britain this week. On last night's episode, one of our friends, Dean Stainton, wrong person, Steve
Graham.
Tomlinson appeared on it. He was the one with the Britain's oldest shoe, but he's got more to discuss with us that wasn't able to speak about last time, so he'll be on the week after. If you do want to come on the show, come and give me a shout. It's not a problem. We'll organise that. Adrian still hasn't told me if he's contacted Donna or not.
I will, and she'll be quite quick. She'll be very interesting. Really interesting coming on the show. Really interesting. So yes.
So thank you as ever. It's been an absolute blast this evening, and we will see you at the same time, same place next week. Thank you all profusely.
Thank you.
Have a
Everyone.
good week. Hope the rain
Good luck
stays
this
off.
weekend.
Good week detecting. Good night, Adrian.
Bye.
Love
Bye,
you.
dear.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.